Hello everyone, I'm Andrea, also known as Miss Fackelman, and today I'm going to tell you all a little bit about Gustav Klimt. Gustav Klimt was born in Austria in 1862 and passed away in 1918 at the age of 55. He came from a large family. Despite not having a whole lot of money when he was young, he went on to art school and later began a company of artists with his brother and a friend of theirs. Together, these young men created murals and paintings on ceilings for public buildings. Later on in his career, Gustav Klimt began his golden phase, where he would create beautiful artwork using paint and gold leaf. The artwork that he created during this period would go on to earn him critical and financial success. One of these paintings, the most famous of his paintings, known as Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer, or Woman in Gold, is worth over $120 million. Gustav Klimt's artwork is exemplary of Nouveau art, which means new art. Nouveau art first became popular in Europe and flourished between 1890 and 1905. The artwork produced during this period is characterized by organic or natural-looking forms, plant-like images, elegant lines, and floral patterns. We will draw pictures inspired by the couple embracing in Gustav Klimt's Tree of Life, a painting made in 1909. I will show you all how to draw simple figures embracing, faces, and shapes in the background that imitate Gustav Klimt's style. However, you are not required to draw a couple like I am. You can tweak your drawing to show two friends embracing, a mother and child embracing, a person and his or her pet embracing, or if you want to capture your love of sandwiches on paper, just run with that. Now grab a piece of paper or a canvas if you want, a pencil and an eraser to draw the basic picture. Grab whatever materials you want to use to create color on your artwork. Find a nice place to work, and let's get started. Once you have your paper, the first thing you want to draw is a straight line. This is going to make the ground that the people in our pictures are going to be standing on. You don't want to draw it up too far in the middle, otherwise you're not going to have enough space for your background. So I'm going to draw my straight line closer to the bottom, right here. After you draw the ground, I'm going to draw the man first before drawing the woman that he's hugging. To draw this, I'm just going to make the shape of his robe starting with the shoulders. It's going to curve over, then come straight down to the ground, and then stop. Now I'm going to draw the back of his collar. It's going to be a little scooped line. And then I'm going to draw what kind of looks like a J to make the shape of his arm from his shoulder to his elbow. And then stop right where his armpit should be. After you draw that part of his arm, draw a straight line that makes the side of his robe. Now, in Gustav Klimt's artwork, we never see the legs of male subjects. We usually just see the outline of a robe, and after that we just see their heads and their faces. But if you want it to look like the man in your picture has pants, here is what you can do. I'm going to draw another hemline that's somewhere where his shins should be. That way it looks like he's wearing a trench coat or a really long jacket. Then turn these two lines into two rectangles that make his pant legs. Now I'm going to draw the shape of his neck. His neck is going to be tilted towards the woman that he's holding. I'm going to draw a curved line to make the back of his neck. It's going to go this way, and then come up a little bit. Remember, the longer this line is, the longer the neck is going to be. So if you don't want him to have too long a neck, make it a bit shorter. Now I'm going to draw a circle. That's going to be the part of his head where his brain is. Remember, the bigger the circle is, the bigger the head's going to be. So only draw it the size you want. After you draw the circle to create his head, draw a V-shaped line that goes from this part of the circle down, and then draw it coming up to the middle of the bottom of the circle. This is going to make his chin. I'm going to draw a little line that goes straight into the circle, but not up too far, this is going to be where we'll draw his ear. And the ear is going to be very simple. We're just going to draw a C-shaped line right here. Now I'm going to draw the inside of his neck, which is just going to be a little curved line that comes from this side of his collar up under his chin. Now I'm going to draw the top of his hairline. To do this, first I should draw another straight line to make his forehead up here. Then I'm going to draw a curved line that comes from the top of his forehead, curves over his face, and ends right here where the ear connects to the face. Then I'm going to draw a straight line that comes from behind the ear down to the back of the neck, and that's going to make the hair that grows above his neck. Now you can draw his hair however you want. I'm going to draw the hair very simply for the man. I'm going to draw a curved line that goes from right down here where the hair meets the neck up to his forehead. Make a little bit of straight hair that comes off the top of his hairline. But if you wanted to make him have long hair, or if you wanted to make this person a woman, you can make that hairstyle however you want. But I'm going to keep it simple for this person. Now I'm going to draw a closed eyelid. Remember, the eyes should always be in line with the top of the ear. So I'm going to draw a little curved line to make a closed eyelid. Then I'm going to draw a short straight line to make the front of the eyelid. After I draw that, I'm going to make a little curved line to make the brow. If you want, you can make the brow as dark or as light or as thin or as bold as you want it to be. It's your choice depending on how you want this person to look. Then I'm going to draw the point of the nose. The nose should start somewhere next to the bottom of the eyelid, should come out as far as you want it to. The farther out this line goes, the longer the nose is going to look. And then make it stop close to the bottom of the earlobe for your person's ear. Now I'm going to erase this line, so that way the nose looks like it's part of the face. Now the last part, I'm going to draw the mouth. Now, for this kind of picture, because we're drawing this man's face in profile, we cannot make the smile go too far up because the corner of the mouth should not go farther than the middle of the eyelid. Now, I want to create a little more detail for the lips. For that, I'm going to draw another curved line that's close under the mouth and above it to make his upper and lower lip. I'm going to draw the lady that this man is holding. Before I draw her face, I'm going to draw her arm. I'm going to draw an L-shaped line to make the inside that goes under the man's armpit and then goes over his back. Remember, the bigger this L is, the bigger or longer her arm is going to appear. Then I'm going to draw a straight line to make the cuff of her sleeve, and then draw another L-shaped line right underneath it to make the other side of her arm. Make sure that it's in the right place that makes it as wide as you want the arm to be. Now I'm going to draw the shape of the lady's dress. If you want to just draw a straight line to make a simple shape for the dress, you absolutely can. But I'm going to make it using a wavy line and try to accentuate the form a little more. For this, I'm going to draw the start of her back not too far from where her sleeve is. It's going to start from somewhere under the man's elbow. It's going to come in at a slant to make the arch of her back. But then right when I get to where her waist should be, you might need to decide on your own where you want the waist to be. Then I'm going to make the dress flare out from the waist and come down to the ground in gentle waves. I'm going to draw her face so that's tilted back so she's looking at the man that she's hugging. And I'm going to start by drawing an oval that seems to be hidden behind the man's arm. He's hugging her, so his arm is overlapping with her face. Now I'm going to draw a straight line that goes down the middle of her face. I'm going to erase this later because this is going to be used for reference whenever I am drawing the eyes and the brows and the nose and the lips. So that way everything is right where I want it to be. We might not see her lips very much, but I am going to draw the side or the corner of her smile right here. You want to stop drawing the smile right here for the person that your character is holding, that's okay. But I want there to be a little more detail, so I'm going to draw a little curved line to show the hint of the lower lip. And and then another curved line on top to show a hint of her upper lip. Now I'm going to draw a simple nose. The nose is going to make kind of an L-shaped line like this, but then the bridge of the nose is going to curve over into this brow. I'm only going to connect the nose bridge to this brow and not to the other. In approximately the same place on the other side of the face, draw her other brow. You want to make it a relaxed curve, and you don't want to make it look exactly like half a circle, because that way she'll have a more relaxed expression. But if you want to draw the eyebrows slightly different from what I did, that's absolutely fine. Now I'm going to draw her closed eyes. In some pictures, it could look like she does have open eyes. Maybe she's looking at the sky or she's looking at the person she's hugging. But to make this a little more simple, I'm just going to draw her eyes closed. I want to make the side of her face a little more defined. So I'm going to draw a little curved line that shows where the face curves from the brow closer to the corner of her eye, and then curves out into her cheekbone. Now this side of her face I'm going to make a little more flat and defined, like a real person's face. Now I'm going to give her hair. Before I draw the hair, I want to draw an upside down U-shaped line that shows how big I want her head to be and how high I want the hair to come up. I'm going to draw a straight line to make the part of her hair. If you want your character to have a part that's off to one side instead of the middle, that's absolutely fine. And now I'm going to draw a curved line that comes from the bottom of the part in her hair, curves over her hairline, and then disappears off the side of her face. I'll do that on this side also. Now I'm going to draw some more curved lines that go from different points of her part off to the side of her head. Now for the other side of her part, I'm going to make her hair go down halfway to her waist. I'm going to first draw the shape I want the hair to make by drawing a wavy line that goes from the top of the part, which is right at the top of her head, and then goes in a gentle wave down her back. Now I'm going to draw a curved line to make the bottom of her hair and then make it disappear behind her body. If anybody wants to draw straight hair or a different hairstyle, go right ahead. I'm just going to give you some ideas. Now, to finish her hair, I'm going to draw those lines, those wavy lines that go from her part all the way down to her hair. Now her hair is done. I've finished my couple in the middle of my picture, but now I want to draw some shapes in the background. After we looked at Gustav Klimt's pictures, we noticed that there are a lot of shapes in the backgrounds that he filled with different patterns. So what we want to do first, before we start adding patterns, is draw some shapes. What I'm going to do for my first shape is draw an oval that's behind their heads. Now I'm going to draw a rectangle, and this rectangle is going to be tucked behind the oval and behind the woman's body and dress. I'm going to draw another rectangle, only instead of being up here, it's going to appear behind the man's figure and then vanish when it touches the ground. Now I'm going to draw a couple of straight lines that come from the side of the picture and go behind the woman's dress. This is something else I want to copy from Portrait of Adele Bloch-Bauer because I really love that checkered pattern that was in the left lower corner of the portrait. Now, to give my picture a little extra something and create another area that I want to make a distinct pattern in, I'm going to draw some wavy lines that go across my picture. If you want to create other lines or different shapes than what I put in my background, you are more than welcome to. After you have finished drawing the shapes and lines you want in your background, grab whatever coloring supplies you have and create as many fun, bold, creative patterns as you like. You can copy some of them from Gustav Klimt's artwork, or you can make them up on your own. Just have a lot of fun with this project and be welcome to any changes or random designs that pop up in your artwork. That's it for today. Thank you so much for watching my video. If you want to subscribe and get notified when I have new videos, click subscribe. If you want to say what you enjoyed about this video or want to suggest what we should draw next, leave a comment below. Above all else, have a great day, everyone. I'll see you all next time.